If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. In the first 18 months of dating somebody, you're not dating the person, you're dating their representative. And on today's case, Ms. Clarke says Mr. Piper's representative portrayed him to be a single man without any attachments. That was until a social media post led her to uncover the real Mr. Piper. Now she's convinced Mr. Piper has a few more skeletons in his closet, and she's demanding he come clean today. Let's hear their case.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding. Your Honor, this is the case of Clarke versus Piper.
Thank you very much. Ms. Clarke, you're in court today because you say you're fed up with your fiancé. You say not only has he cheated and lied to you throughout your entire relationship, he's now denying your 1-month-old son, and you've had enough.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Piper, you compare your relationship with the plaintiff to being on a roller coaster and say that although you love her, you can't move forward with a future with her if Joshua Jr. is not indeed your son.
Yes, Your Honor.
These are some very important stakes that we have in front of us today. A child's future, as well as the future of your relationship, hangs in the balance. Why don't you tell me why we're in court today, Ms. Clarke?
Your Honor, I'm here today because I've been engaged with Joshua for about the last year. I just want to know if the relationship is worth saving. We've been on an emotional roller coaster, and there's been a lot of issues, and I really want some resolvement in that.
I understand that completely. What about you, Mr. Piper? What say you?
I'm just trying to find out whether I need to move forward with this. We've been engaged for a little minute, and I know there's a lot of things that hasn't came to light yet, and I want those things to come to light, and I want to know whether my son is mine.
And really, it's all going to come down to that for you, sir?
Really?
Ms. Clarke, why don't you take me back? How did you all meet, and what actually led us to
Yes, Your
in
Honor.
court today?
I had gotten a package sent to a friend's house, and I didn't have a way to go get it. He one day reached out to me, and I was like, you know, I need my package because I have a concert I'm going to. He said, I'll bring you your package. I'm over in that area right now. And he really brought it to me, and I was shocked and impressed.
So you all met in some sort of social media environment?
Yes, we met on social media.
And so you let a person that you met on social media go and pick up a package for you?
I'm a risk taker sometimes, so yes, I did.
I mean, it's okay. Just embrace the fact that you did something that doesn't even make sense. You let us complete stranger
Well,
pick
you
up
know,
your personal stuff.
The way I see it was, if you're willing to do things for me, then you're worth my time.
I like that. That means acts of service mean something to you. That's one of your love languages. See, we
Yes.
just discovered that.
Yes.
That something as simple as an act of service can make you very happy. I assume, Mr. Piper, you knew that that would be something that would impress this lady.
I was trying. She was actually kind of out the way, but, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get the things you want, right?
Very much so. And it looked like you stepped out of your own comfort zone, meaning what you had to do that day and did something nice for her. So acts of service actually worked in your favor. So since the package incident, then you all started dating, I assume.
We did, and he was doing a lot of acts of service during that time, so I was kind of blinded by that.
Did you all live together?
We ended up moving in together a couple months after that. Yeah.
Okay, so I would assume by everybody's account, that means you're serious at that point if you've moved in, correct?
Yes.
Now, what happened, and give me the timing of when it happened.
Okay, a couple months in, I'm looking through social media, and I see that he does have a child, and he never brought it up, and he kind of lied to me about that.
I want to say I didn't feel like I had to tell her about my kid. When I first meet somebody, you know, I like to get the feel and everything, and I don't just go telling everybody my business.
All right, how old was the baby at that point?
At that point, about 2.
And were you active in your child's life, meaning you were an active dad?
Yeah, I was active. I didn't have him like 24/7 or anything like that.
No, but Mr. Piper, here's my question. It's one thing not to share that with a potential partner. You don't have to tell everybody in the beginning all your business. I completely agree with you on that. But when you decide you're going to move in with somebody?
Right, and I brought my kids around you.
Well, first off, we didn't move in.
Ms. Clarke, did you know about the child before you moved in together?
No. The only time he did confirm is one day when I needed to go somewhere, he brought her with us. But before that, he never said, yes, I have a child. He's been like kind of avoiding it. And I feel like omitting is still lying.
Well, Mr. Piper, why wouldn't you tell your partner I have a daughter. It's so interesting that I actually know this experience. When I first started dating my husband, I'm talking day one.
Right.
He told me that he had a son, and his son was the most important thing in his life, and he would want anybody that he was getting involved with to know. That is a true story. That's literally what one of the first conversations we had, because he didn't want me to think that I was, you know, getting involved with somebody that did not come with something else.
Right.
I just want to know why you wouldn't do the same thing.
Well, I mean, seeing as I have a past, I have been in past relationships, you know, off the bat, my trust issues are really through the roof.
Okay,
So therefore,
fair
I
enough.
don't just off the bat just tell anybody any of my business.
So you kind of keep your stuff a little close to the vest in the beginning of a relationship.
But I'm not a liar or anything. If you would
Fair.
ask me, yes, I would probably tell you the truth.
But I don't get the feeling, Ms. Clarke, that it's only just about him not told you about the child. It's something that has to do with how he maintains a relationship with the ex. Is that correct?
That's also correct, because I'm thinking I'm going to be the first priority in his life, and I'm not.
Explain what you mean.
If we're going to go into hiding someone, let's talk about the fact that we're supposed to be engaged, but yet you are still married.
Say what?
Oh, she ain't bring that part up, that I had to find out that she didn't just come tell me off the bat that she's actually, right to this day, still married to her husband. Now, he's been missing for a while or whatever, but I had to find that out myself.
He's disappeared. He's blocked me on all accounts. How can you get divorced? That was my first time. I was only 18, so I don't know. We were only
Well,
together.
just like you want to know my kid off the bat, don't you think you should have told me that off the bat?
I should have. But how? But
See,
why
double
would
standards,
I?
double standards.
Why would I tell you something if I already had a plan to fix it?
Excuse me. Excuse me. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. He left out something very vital in the relationship on whether or not I want to take on that responsibility. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure if I would want to take on the responsibility of a new relationship with a man with a child that is a toddler. Because that necessitates that man having to have an ongoing relationship with that baby's mother, no matter what that relationship is.
Exactly.
Okay, I don't know if I would have taken that on, but I would have liked the choice. By the same token, I don't know if I want to get with somebody and build something who already has a legal encumbrance called a marriage.
Right.
I don't know if I want to deal with that drama, because this might be a volatile individual that'll be coming up out the woodwork and say, what are you doing living with my wife? I don't know if that's going to happen, but I should have had the choice if I wanted to deal with it. Have I made my point to both of you?
You definitely have, Your Honor.
But I think that there's a difference between a child and some legal things that you have to take care of.
No, a legal thing is a whole human being adult who could come back to my house and shoot me because I'm sleeping in the bed with his wife. That is an entire situation.
You ain't got to worry about my kid coming back and doing that.
So neither one of you has any grounds to be mad at the other one for leaving stuff out. The relationship wasn't built on a foundation of complete trust from the beginning. Somehow you found your way to each other.
He'll disappear for 2 to 3 days, and I'll be like, where have you been?
Because she's controlling. I can shut off from the world, being around people who's actually trying to tell me what to do with my life, so I need to go live my life on my own.
Do you think that's a mature way to handle things?
Personally?
Walk away?
Personally, I don't care, because it's my life.
So now we got to work on the trust so that you all can disclose information to the two of you.
Right.
So that you have something to build on.
But it's hard to work on trust and to work on communication when he disappears. I think he's blocking my number at points and then unblocking it, because he'll disappear for 2 to 3 days. And I'll be like, where have you been? Oh, I just needed some time.
So wait, you all have a child together?
Yes, now we do.
Now we do.
At the time, we did not have a child, and he would disappear. He would be gone, and he wouldn't tell me where he was. There's been times where I was supposed to go with him, and he'll just disappear.
Well, that only
Okay, Mr. Piper, what is that about?
Because she's controlling. Every time I got to do something or anything, she has to know what it is.
But if you're gonna go for 2, 3 days, I wanna know if you're my man and we live in the same house.
I understand that, but at that time, she still was figuring me out as a person. Me as a person, I can shut off from the world real completely. I get overstimulated being around people or being around people who's actually trying to tell me what to do with my life, so I need to go live my life on my own.
Do you think that's a mature way to handle things, stress in life, is just to
Personally?
walk away?
Personally, I don't care, because it's my life.
Fair enough. Now, I want you to hear what the man just said. Because when people tell you who they are, the first time you need to believe them.
Exactly.
The brother just told you exactly who he was and how he's going to be. He is a whole, developed human being.
I wasn't trying to control him, as he says.
You weren't trying to
All
control
I
me?
asked was that
trying to make me go vegan, trying to get me to stop smoking, trying to get me to do all these things that I already were doing when I met you. I am a firm believer. If you love somebody, you're supposed to accept them for who they are. Now, if they want to change, they're going to change because they want to change, not because you're trying to make them change.
If you're going to be my man and there are certain things that I cannot take, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you a warning. Hey, this is something that we need to work on. And if you don't work on it with me, then you got to leave.
That's true.
Why don't you just leave?
But what you have just articulated is the absolute God's honest truth. If you all don't want to meet in the middle and do compromise, then you don't want to have a relationship.
I have trust issues. I've been left plenty of
I
times.
know, Mr. Piper, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I don't often get to tell people that you need to make a change, but sir, you need to get over those trust issues. You need to get some help because you're going to end up by yourself. And if that's okay with you, you're gonna be old and lonely by yourself because at some point, you have to find a compromise. I'm sad to say that we're here to try to determine if there's a family between you. But this communication, regardless of what those test results are, has to work. Because you're not going to be able to walk away and disappear for 2-3 days because you in a mood, okay? What makes you think, Mr. Piper, that this baby is possibly not yours? At the core of this relationship is the question on whether or not Joshua Jr. is actually Joshua Sr.'s child. When it comes to 1-month-old Joshua Piper Jr., it has been determined by this court that probability of paternity.
I've been told by one of my friends personally that he has had sex with her.
If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content.
I've been told by one of my friends personally that he has had sex with her.
Wait, one of your boys came to you and said, I slept with your woman?
Yes.
What kind of friend is that?
Yeah, well,
Not a real friend that I've been telling him the whole time.
Yes. And then on top of that, I have another friend who was told by a coworker of his that he met her on a dating app and they hung out the same day and he had sex with her too.
So there are two different people who had hookups
with her,
with somebody that you're supposed to be in a relationship with.
And then on top of that, her, out of her mouth, has claimed that both situations, well, at least she has hung out with them on those days that they say they did it.
Am I looking at this sweet baby Joshua Jr.?
Yes, he's so
Yes,
cute.
it is.
Okay, that boy looked like your clone. I am not gonna lie. Come on now.
He looks like his mother.
He got my lips, but I've been telling him from the beginning that his
Mr.
friends...
Piper, look at that baby.
I see him.
I know you do.
And you know what?
so
I actually believe that he is my child. I want to believe that he is my child, you know? But seeing
But
as
why would you believe some other people that are coming to you? Did you sleep with one of his friends?
I have not slept with any of his friends.
Did you sleep with some random guy that you picked up on a dating app?
I did not sleep with that man. He gave me different vibes. And I was with a friend, and I told him that. I've showed him proof, and he doesn't understand that all his friends want to be with me. And when that happens, they will make anything up. They are messaging me, asking if they can watch me. They're messaging me if they can take me out to lunch. They don't actually care about him. And I tell him every single time it happens, I'm like, hey, look, another one. These are not your friends.
I'm just wondering where the happiness is. But let me see if I can make some happiness so that we can at least establish that this is a family that we need to protect. Robert, can you please get me the results?
Sure.
Thank you. You both agreed that at the core of this relationship is the question on whether or not Joshua Jr. is actually Joshua Sr.'s child. Is that correct, Mr. Piper?
That's true. My family
And
doesn't
Ms.
believe
Clarke,
it.
you've said you did not have any intimate contact with somebody else other than Mr. Piper. Am I correct?
Correct. And you might feel guilty about during that time that he was disappearing every other weekend, and also his family is in his ear, and they don't like me. They even told me to name the baby's middle name Major. and it would stand for major mistake.
That's not nice.
It is not nice. I did not like that either. But even my family wants to know this.
And you're saying that you didn't sleep with his friend?
I did not sleep with his friend.
When it comes to 1-month-old Joshua Piper Jr., it has been determined by this court, Mr. Joshua Piper, that you are not the father.
Oh, man. Bomba.
Probability of paternity, 0%.
And you say twins. You say clone, didn't you? Huh.
That can't be right.
How about that, huh?
That cannot be right.
How about that? Well, on that note, I figure I'm done here.
My mouth is open. Joshua Jr. is a beautiful little baby.
Apparently, he's not even Joshua Jr.
No, that's his name.
That is his name.
But Joshua Sr. is not his father.
That can't be right.
Only you know if it's right. I used to tell my witnesses and defendants when I was in the criminal justice system, I'm never going to jail. I'm going to be the one arguing for you in court. And only you know if I'm going to go in there and represent you with the facts. So if you don't tell me the truth and the facts come out, you're the one that's going to be heard.
I don't know what happened.
Now tell me something.
I promised I would not try to put a baby on someone if I wasn't completely sure. And I'm sorry.
Miss Clarke, you obviously was with someone else. It didn't have to be his friend or the guy or whatever. You were with someone else. And ma'am, only you know that. So why would you put yourself and the baby and Mr. Piper in that position?
I didn't do it on
stress
purpose.
my whole life over this.
I
That's
pride
crazy.
myself on being honest, and the only reason why I thought it was his because we were together the whole entire month that I didn't know I was pregnant. I don't know what happened.
Are you legitimately trying to say to me that in the time that you became pregnant, you did not have intimate contact with anyone else?
I'm saying the weeks that I thought I was, it matched up with the time that I was with him.
But you were clearly with someone else when you all were not together. You were clearly with someone else.
Clearly was with somebody.
Unless someone is telling me there was an immaculate conception.
There wasn't.
I don't think that can happen like that, you know? I guess it can, but, you know, I feel like I'm done here, though. I don't think I need to be here anymore.
I'm sorry.
Can I leave?
Honestly,
I wouldn't have taken it this far. If I wasn't completely sure, why would I do
There's
that?
only one way you can be completely sure, ma'am. I'm just gonna be hard on you right now. There's only one way you can be completely sure. If you didn't sleep with somebody else, that's when you're completely sure. That's when. And you don't put yourself, and you don't put your child, and you don't put your family, and this man and his family on full blast monkey. You don't do that when you know that there's a possibility.
Judge.
I've been asking
Can I
him
leave?
for a DNA test since I found out I was
I'm
pregnant.
pretty sure I'm done here.
Yes, you are, sir.
Thank you.
I've never had someone leave the courtroom before the judge. Miss Clarke. I don't even know what I can say to you.
There's nothing. I made my bed.
Yeah, you did. And it's so sad that you and Joshua Jr. are left there by yourselves to lie in it. You could have knocked me over with a feather.
You could hear a pin drop.
Your hand started to shake, Robert.
Oh, man.
She was the plaintiff in a case where there was question about the child's paternity when she knew she had been with someone else. And she had been lying the whole time.
I don't get it.
I wonder if she even know who the dude is.
She was bringing her friends up.
Babe, you listen. At some point, you just say, "Ooh, glad that ain't my business."
Made in Georgia.